Hey everybody, welcome back to Cookie Gaming. Today we're playing some more Disco Elysium. So last time we mainly spent the episode badly singing karaoke and trying to join a communist reading club, which we eventually managed to do. Today we've got some more stuff to do at our dance club that we helped set up, and more exploring to do down the coast. If you guys enjoy this one, I'd appreciate it if you'd leave a like and subscribe to my channel. So let's get into it. Hello, Kim. Always nice to see you in the morning. I think first, let's head to the church, or our hypnotic dance club, which we have named Disco Elysium, of course. A very fitting name, I do think. Hello, Andre. Now, we left off here. We have to sort of work out how to make this beat harder.
Good morning, comrade! Yeah!
Right.
Harder, come!
And we turned Egghead into a communist. So, it's interfacing. Damn. You know what? Let's just go for it. We've got a thought associated with it. If I really need to, I'll do that thought. Let's just put a point into interfacing and try it.
Good morning, comrade! Yeah! Harder, come!
Still not great. That's a pretty low percentage chance, but why not?
Side chain.
Hey, look at that. Alrighty. Side chain? What does it even mean?
Listen, you can use the compressor to select between which track it's compressing, either the auxiliary signal or the main input from the tape. Make it alternate between the signals. The compressor controls the gain based on the level of the signal on the aux side chain input. It will allow maintaining a loud sound without peaks that fill up all the headspace.
I mean, this is beyond me. Okay, Egg, you need to start side chaining it.
Side chaining it, you said?
Then he puts on his headphones and his eyes go wide, wider than they've ever gone on drugs. He starts jumping up and down with bliss in total silence, still listening to his headphones.
Hey, what did you do to Egghead, Cop Man? Did you break him?
Just wait and see.
Are you ready, pussy?
Noid straightens his back, ready for the beat.
Oh, I'm ready.
I was born ready, Egg.
Here we go. Yeah! Oh, oh damn, we're jamming! Oh, man. You're a true electro producer.
The audio assault is glorious. The speed freak dances on the stage, intensely waving his hand in the air.
This is beauty!
Hey.
This is life!
I knew when we encountered these guys. Well, I knew they were a bunch of knuckleheads, but I knew I was gonna commit myself to setting up this club. And we've really done this task all the way through.
What in the world is going on? The way melody and bass flow together, it's unnatural.
Your body is taking a beating from the low frequencies crashing over you. It's making you feel alive again.
This one is for the hypnotic generation.
Introducing the ultimate sound!
The hardcore aesthetic just got more bassy.
This is wild. The signs are off the charts.
That's right.
God damn it. This dance club idea might just work out.
Oh, it's working out.
DeLorean Church! The place to be! Pump it! Pump it!
Who will be the innocence of hardcore hypnotic dance music?
Well, there we go. There we go. Probably. Anything else, Egghead?
Good morning, comrade!
Sounds like we got our track down. Andre?
Oh, hey, man.
God damn it.
Goodbye, officer.
There we go. These wires work as contact mics.
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see you.
He dances over to you in an inexplicably softcore manner. It's embarrassing. Damn, still so low. Okay, that's a tough check. I gotta be honest, that's still a tough check. Wonder if we should give it a shot regardless.
Goodbye, officer.
I mean, I remember we have no gear that's gonna boost our... Oh wait, we have one piece of gear, right? Our pants is boosting our savoir-faire. I don't think we have any other gear that'll help with this. It's all, actually hurts our savoir-faire. Let's give it a shot. We'll try one time.
Man, it's good to see you.
If not, I'll leave it for now, because we've only got one more point to put in savoir-faire.
Close your eyes and dream of the shapes your body should form to bring this strange music into life. For now, such ferocity of motion is beyond you.
But just imagine the moves you could pull to this futuristic beat.
Damn.
Goodbye, officer.
I'm not sure there's much more I can do here. I think we've
Yo, man. What's on your mind?
kind of gone through everything.
Welcome back.
Yeah. Anything from Sona? I don't think so.
Yes, what is it?
Nope. Alright. So we're sort of at a bit of a crossroads with this. I think the only thing I can do is boost my savoir-faire, and I've only got 1 point left. I know I just did that with the interfacing. That was a bit of a risk, frankly. If it hadn't worked, I would have been screwed. So I'm going to leave it for now. Maybe we'll find some other way to boost that check, because it's still pretty low. My savoir-faire is not great. And I remember we'd ordered a set of dice from, I think her name was Neha, the dice maker. I can't remember how expensive they were. I've got $4.
Droplets of rain fall on the white on blue police livery of the motor carriage.
Since we boosted our interfacing, another thought. I keep, whenever I improve my stats, I keep getting these new thoughts in familiar places. Wait, why am I even thinking about this? Wasn't I supposed to...
Do something important? Something murder-related? There's always something important. Doesn't mean you can't take a moment to admire this piece of machinery. This is a Caprice Kanema, the Caprice Motor Corps follow-up to their highly successful workhorse, Caprice 40, and the answer to the Lum's racing breed, Ferv series.
Okay.
With its air-cooled, rear-mounted 12-cylinder compression ignition engine, driving the rear wheels through a 4-speed manual gearbox, the Kanema is able to reach 100 kilometers per hour in 13.5 seconds, and go on to a top speed of 180 kilometers an hour.
I'll entertain the thought, even though I don't have any room for it, so we're not going to internalize it, but I'll listen to it. Won't it roll over in the first sharp corner?
The high center of balance is offset by a large battery bank mounted at the bottom of the cabin, feeding all the auxiliary systems and making the Kanema effectively a mobile power plant.
Turn your attention to the motor carriage itself.
Even at a standstill, the unibody Caprice Kanema looks sleek and dynamic. The cabin is tilted frontward to give it a more aggressive, hunched look. Someone has waxed it recently.
Yeah, that someone being Kim. I think our appreciation here is on the same level as Kim's. We know he's a big fan of his car. No, that machine really puts the loco back in locomotion. Very cool.
Mm-hmm. You want to take a closer look?
Smiles ever so slightly. I know you, Kim. I know you. What's it packing there?
130.
I reckon that's a 7-liter V12 there.
Oh, man. That's what? A 7-liter V12?
7.2. Supercharged.
The lieutenant's trying to suppress a smug smile, unsuccessfully.
Saying these words brings him immense joy.
I always like when we get a little look under the surface with Kim. He's got a pretty cool exterior, but, there's some things that Kim likes, and his car is one of them. A fine machine.
Yes. An extraordinary machine.
It's a bit girly right now. Fit it with some proper off-road components.
I don't know about that. We'll see what Kim thinks about it. With the winch and mud tires, we could take it off the beaten path, Kim.
We are not going to, though, because this is clearly a sports motor carriage.
I was gonna say, this is not an off-roading type machine. He's got a sports car here. Oh, okay. I thought I was gonna get a thought from that. I didn't. That's nice. I just like a good conversation with Kim. Alright, let's go find the dice maker. Hello, Plaisance. I'm gonna need to equip this damn flashlight again. It's dark as hell in here. Oh, right. We also got to read a bunch of these books. Maybe I'll do that this episode as well. I mean, some of them for my own purposes, but we have that comic book we have to read to, I guess, progress our way through the book club or something like that. Our entry was not very smooth, you could say. Meaning we had to assault a man to get in.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die?
Good check. Yes, I am.
Very good.
Oh.
That will be 7 real for 1 custom die.
Okay, give me a second.
I don't do orders on credit.
Yeah, okay,
Come
okay.
back when you have the full amount.
Sorry about that. I need to go get the rest of the money. But first, I think I found the actual source of the curse.
I thought we agreed that the curse isn't real.
It's a bit more complicated than I first thought it would be.
I'm listening.
There's a 2mm hole in reality, located in a church on the other side of the canal. I think it may be related to the Pale.
Excuse me? A 2mm hole in reality? This can't be true.
Oh, but it is.
I'm afraid it is, man.
Mm-hmm.
Sona Lukanen killed the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident, made the discovery.
I'm extremely unreliable, but Kim here, you can believe him.
Sona is involved in this? So it's even worse than I thought. It's not just the commercial area that's cursed, it's the entire world.
And I thought you didn't believe.
She looks outside the window where daylight has filled the yard.
I wouldn't go, well, it is doomed though, isn't it? I mean, that's sort of the idea of the Pale, is that it's gonna eventually consume everything. Everything will be unmade.
Just Martinez? In any case, thank you for stopping by. It's good to have an answer, even if I can't claim to understand it fully.
Let's try the shivers check.
A gust of cold air sweeps through the chimney. The stones and minerals on the shelves rattle as though agitated. For a moment, it almost feels as though you're outside the building, exposed to the atmosphere.
Ooh. This is just a theory, but hear me out. I think I know why your business hasn't failed.
Didn't we already talk about this?
Oh, interesting. It's because you're not in the same building as the others. This isn't technically the doomed commercial area.
What are you talking about? My address is exactly the same. Rue de Saint-Guilain 10.
No, the old coal plant that used to be here was subsumed into the new venture. Its ruins swallowed up. Yet it has a different address in the heart of the city.
Guys, we are really figuring out the curse here. No, this used to be a coal plant. You're in a chimney of another building.
This doesn't make any sense.
Oh, but it does.
Are you saying my business was spared because of a technicality? Where is this coming from?
I mean, I do have my own unusual methods, but I'm not sure if that's incredibly convincing. I'm just using logic. It's windy in here. You probably haven't properly sealed the chimney crown.
You're right. I should take a trip to the roof once the snow is gone. Does it mean that I'm safe from failure?
Don't let her become complacent. She still needs to ward her soul against the evil forces.
I mean, no one's really ever safe from failure.
She starts laughing, her fingers trying to rub away the exhaustion from her face.
What?
Do you know what this is?
She raised her hand to reveal a piece of metal shining on her index finger. Looks like a regular piece of jewelry to me.
It's a mourning ring. I made this when my first company failed. It was a small jewelry shop right here in the East Delta Commerce Center, built with the little I inherited from my parents. I drove it into the ground within a year. I didn't have what you would call a viable business plan.
Huh. Why are you telling me this?
It wasn't just the jewelry shop either. I always thought that it was just the world that you were supposed to try again and again until you finally succeed. And now you're telling me what? That it was all because I didn't run my little shops and ventures from a dump inside an abandoned chimney?
Hey, don't call it a dump. You've made it nice and cozy here.
Yeah. Or maybe it's the entire world that's cursed.
Well,
It's such a precarious place. Nothing ever works out the way you want it.
very true.
That's why people like role-playing games. You can be whoever you want to be, you can try again. Still, there is something inherently violent even about dice rolls.
Yeah, that's the thing about role-playing games, is that you bring in a little bit of that reality, a little bit of the randomness with the dice rolling. You know, it's sort of different than other types of games where you can have more direct control. I mean, look, I play a fair amount of D&D, and you absolutely can power trip in D&D, but the rolls don't always make it possible. Sometimes, you know, what you expected to happen does not happen. You have this big plan in your head, and it doesn't work out, right? So, I kind of like that. You know, there's something real to that, much like the real world. You can have things planned out. It don't always work. But yeah, that's why people like, in some cases, video games, power tripping, escapism, that sort of thing. And, you know, role-playing can definitely fill that purpose, but it also gives you a dose of that randomness that we all see around us.
It's like every time you cast a die, something disappears. Some alternative ending or an entirely different world. But anyway, thanks for sharing your theories, officer.
Can't. It's almost painful to me every time I get a new thought, because I just don't have room for them. The precarious world. Wow. Wow. That's tough. Temporary research bonus is that all red checks fail. That you'd really have to be tactical with this one, because you could end up fucking yourself if you took this at the wrong time. I won't take it anyway, because I've got one slot left, but that's dangerous. Seems like the point of this game is victory, the absence of defeat on all fronts. Victory in business ventures and creative undertakings, victory in love and over other people, political victory, ideological victory, hell, even sexual victory. Definitely a lot of object-based victories too, having things and not losing them. One problem though, not a lot of victors in sight. Everyone's mostly losing. Why is that? And how do you not lose? Good question. I guess we'll never figure it out. Alright, I need a couple more dollars so I can go and purchase my dice. Oh my goodness. Alrighty. Let's make our way out of here quickly. There we go. Hello, Plaisance.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. Okay, but please, only a few questions. You wouldn't want to disturb the spirits.
Oh, I don't actually care. How does it manifest itself?
The curse is so much worse than you could imagine. It's a disease, eating at the very foundation.
Have you not asked these before?
It's the curse of finance.
Okay.
Didn't that curtain just move?
What does that mean?
Everyone knows that all the previous companies in this building have sooner or later declared bankruptcy, and their malicious spirits are still here, feeding off bad business practices and disappointing income statements.
Yeah, I don't know if we've heard this exact text before, but we've heard about all of this in one way or another.
There's something wrong with this building, I can tell you. Ever since I arrived, I've sensed an eerie, lingering presence, as if I was unwanted.
Look, guys,
here.
I see unclicked on text. I'm gonna click on it. I can't help myself.
Sounds familiar.
Oh, strange. I feel unwanted too.
Truly so? Perhaps the dark energies are leeching off you. You shouldn't stay in the store too long. It may be dangerous.
Alright.
The woman looks aloof.
I was wondering if I could actually... I know we committed not to tell her about the 2mm hole in the world, because I truly think it would break her mind. But I was just wondering if we had the option to. I guess not. Hello?
Officer, care to play a game with the lonely old man?
Where's the other guy?
Actually, never mind. Wouldn't be the same.
Where's René?
The prick is gone. I can barely believe it, but he's really gone.
Like, he died? Gone where?
Hell, most likely. He was an absolute cunt.
Jesus. How did he die?
His hungry little heart finally gave out. The dock workers found him in the guard booth this morning. Wasn't even supposed to be working for another week, but he just had to prove how tough he is.
Jesus.
Guess he was about to head home, cause when the dock workers found him, he was wearing civilian clothes and not the Kuketu uniform I saw him in all the time.
Yeah, this came out of nowhere.
Sometimes I thought he was wearing it just to piss me off. Now the joke's on him, cause he's gonna be buried without it.
That's so brutal. I'm not gonna say that. That's brutal, though. Old people died. You better get ready, too. What the hell, man? Was he really that bad?
I repeat, an absolute cunt. Even his old army buddies didn't want him around. He was like an old viper.
Damn, that's a shame. I feel like I had more to talk to him about.
The only people who could stand to be around him were Jenny and me. She saw something in him when we were just kids, and she never lost sight of it. And I thought if the most beautiful being in the world can love him, then there must be something worth holding on to.
Did you love him?
We've hated each other our entire lives. So much, in fact, that... Yes, I loved that angry prick. He didn't deserve it, but I did. You know what his last words to me were?
That's sad. I don't know. Tell me.
In Guillaume's time, you'd have been shot without trial. That's what he said to me. He lived a cunt, and he died a cunt. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah, I guess he wasn't super friendly. Oh, I totally forgot we had this. Here, something to remember him by.
Let me see. This was 60 years ago. We all went to that parade. Young René looked so happy, and Jenny... I'm sorry, officer. I just... Thank you. Thank you for this little memorabilia. It really means the world to me.
Well, I guess my random stealing did something good.
That was nice. A small thing for us, but invaluable to him. He probably didn't even know René had the photo.
Yeah, I agree. Good, because I'm just stealing everything I see, so I'm glad there was some positive consequence. Alright, well, I offer my sincere condolences.
Yes, we are both very sorry for your loss.
It is what it is, part of life really. But to know someone for 79 years, then one day they're just gone.
Yeah, I mean, to lose anybody feels like that, but for 79 years, that's, I mean, for most people, that's beyond a lifetime. It's an incredibly long amount of time.
I just don't know anymore. About anything, really. But you must need something.
No, I think I'll leave you for now. Leave you with your thoughts. Oh, that was a sad little interaction. You see, this is why I stopped by this end of town. Well, not for that, frankly, but there's new stuff to find. Some of it nice, some of it not so nice. Alright.
If you don't mind, please put the flashlight away. Some of us have photonic sensitivities.
Oh.
Photonic sensitivity is not generally acknowledged by the medical establishment.
Right, sorry about that.
I do appreciate it.
I wondered if anyone would ever react to that. Finally, someone did.
Hello. Let me know. Sure, let me have a look.
I'm not selling the armor.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
I just need to sell something worth like $3. That's a lot of money. I'm not gonna sell that. I guess I'll sell this production filament memory. It's the only thing I don't want to sell the old gun. We've used everything on this, so we'll pawn this. Whew, we're rich now, baby. We are rich.
Another time, perhaps.
We got 50 whole bucks. Have we ever been that rich? Maybe when we had to pay for our room that first night. But apart from that, I don't think so. Alright, back to Neha. I still don't know if the fastest way is going through the shop or through the door, but I'll go this way anyway. Okay. Let me re-equip my dang flashlight. Tools. There we go. We'll finally go and get our dice. Our die. I can't believe she comes here every day for work. But I guess it's doing well enough for her, right? So I shouldn't judge. Hello.
Oh, it's you again.
Yes.
You look very good. That will be 7 real for 1 custom die.
Right, I can get my cursed die.
Here's the cursed die you ordered.
Spooky. Opens her desk drawer and hands you a tiny black sphere with 6 phrases written on it. Oh, interesting. A sphere. So I'll read the phrases.
The phrases read, God is indifferent. Take all. Lose all. 50-50. Nothing happens. And pale.
What is this?
It's a die. Try rolling it.
Sure.
You throw the ball on the floor, and it ends with one of the phrases facing upwards. God is indifferent.
Okay, interesting. It's an interesting type of die, which is just a ball?
Good. Now roll again, detective.
Okay.
It lands on exactly the same result. God is indifferent. It declares again.
So weighted die?
It's a sphere pretending to be a 6-sided die. Each roll will end with one of the phrases facing up. The die originates in Ilmara, where it was used for cleromancy.
Whoa. A sphere pretending to be a 6-sided die. This die has deception at its very root. No wonder it's cursed.
Except I've weighted the die. When you try rolling it, you realize that each time it gets you exactly the same result. God is indifferent. This is our curse.
I see, you put a little bit of your own philosophy in there. So what were the options? God's indifferent. Take all, lose all, 50-50, nothing happens, and pale. That last one is, spooky.
It's even worse than she says. God is dead. We live in a forsaken age.
I don't know if that's what she's saying. I'll ask her, though. You're saying the end result doesn't matter?
In the face of death? No, not really.
That's so depressing.
You were the one who asked for a cursed die.
Yeah, I like it, but can I get one that isn't weighted?
No, I don't have another die. You'll have to do with this one.
Okay, great.
Good luck, officer.
I mean, I don't mind a little fun scheme like this. I feel a little scammed, though. I asked for a die, and I didn't actually get a die. I got a ball. It's a sphere. It's made of bog oak burl, coloring it malevolent black. Note, look at the map tab in the journal to see which white checks have opened. Sorry, what? Which white checks has this opened for me? I have no idea. I have literally no idea. We have a bunch of checks that we can't do again. Measure head, we can become a racist. I'm not so sure about that. Map wall. Oh. Well, we obviously can't do that one. I don't even know where the map wall is. In here? Oh, is it in the bookstore, maybe? Okay. We don't really have a lot of checks I'd like to go and retry, to be honest. I think that map wall might be in the bookstore, perhaps? My interfacing is pretty high, but I think I probably unlocked that from boosting my dang interfacing skill. Okay. I wonder if the different dice have different practical effects when you buy them. I don't know. Alright, let me unequip this flashlight again. Let me get my bag. There's the map wall over here, perhaps? Yep.
Several maps have been... The maps look old and faded.
Oh.
Your eye catches a map.
Oh, was it a check to steal the map or something? What? Okay. It would be nice if they would remove the checks when they were no longer there, or they were irrelevant, but regardless. Let's head back down the coastline. How about that? We've got more exploring to do. Alright, so I think we've sort of the places we've found, we've cleared out most of them, or maybe close to most. Now it's time for some new exploration. I think we've got a lot of stuff that we have not yet seen down the coast. So, that's what we're doing now. Hopefully find something new. This may have not been the most obvious first stop. Okay, and there's nothing back here. That's fine. I don't know, I just thought I'd do a big circle around the church. Just in case we missed anything, right? It's not a bad idea. I know we've got a couple more stops to make. What do we have up here? Okay. I think that's... Yeah, there's nothing back this way. What do we have here? Heyo! More money. What is this? Rusty gears used to turn the whole machine. Okay. Kane trails off into the ocean. Who knows where? Recently discarded barrel. What is this?
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while. You see a handle.
Jesus. Well, I'm just remembering I had that thought that would make me fail every red check. Not that this really matters. What is this? This is a extraordinarily difficult check that you can't retry. That's a crazy check. What is this thing?
It's military. A service depot of some sort.
Used to service what? Like boats?
The washerwoman mentioned a depot up the coast. She said it was for moving ammo and cargo across the bay. This might be it.
Could this structure have been used to take the shot?
From here to the whirling? I can't see how. The church is in the way.
Yeah, it didn't seem very realistic to me either. Alright, well. Yeah, this game is, it kind of messes with you sometimes, where I see a check like that, and I'm like, I don't know if this is just truly, you know, an extremely rare chance and that's it, or if I'll find something at some point that'll make this check more likely. That's the reason I leave things sometimes, because, you know, sometimes you find out something else, and it gives you a bonus. Oh. There's a random-ass white polo shirt. Strange. Man, I forgot about that vest. God, we got so much random gear, man. Sure looks worn and smells a bit. Yeah, who would leave it stuffed in a terror container? What kind of man would even wear a polo shirt? This might be one of life's mysteries that will never be solved. Yeah, I was wondering who would leave that here too. So +1 rhetoric, -1 empathy. Interesting. I need a new good hat. You know, I gave up my good hat to a cell. You know, whatever, it is what it is. I mean, I don't know if I regret it, but I'll put it this way. I'd rather still have my hat. Bird. Okay, I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. I do realize now I'm heading, like, much further down the coast. Though there were still some things not quite as far dune. Cigarette butts cleaned away under a rock. Mutiri. Okay. Campfire, a long time ago. Rusted, broken control box. Interesting. Sort of radio tower. Relay tower coordinates. Boat traffic in the bay. Okay, interesting. Oh my goodness. I mean, I will never replace my horrific necktie. I'll promise you that. -2 physical instrument. Jesus. Scented scarf. The light springtime. What's wrong with all the random clothes up here? Smells like men's cologne mixed with cheap laundry detergent. Someone must have left it behind, probably from a date. Wear it if you want to delude yourself that spring has arrived. Well, you know, I'm filming this, you know, go out late March, and today is a particularly warm day. 80 degrees where I'm at, so it feels like spring has arrived. Any inlets there off in the far distance where the post trail towards. Alright, I don't think there's anything else up this way. Guys, we're exploring. We're true adventurers now. I didn't miss anything down here, did I? I don't think so. No, wait. This is where I came from. Okay. I think we have to go back around to that sort of central area from which we could access all these different things. Alrighty. Well, I might as well head in here next. It's right next to the church. Dead phone. Smashed receiver. Okay. Everything up here is smashed. I remember we got told about the buildings that were up here. Electricity. I don't really remember what they were, to be honest with you.
Someone has left an unidentifiable article of clothing on this railing. It smells really bad.
Was someone just shedding clothing up here? What the hell? Let's take a closer look.
It's streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with pieces of seaweed. A dangling arm suggests that there might be a jacket beneath the crust of filth.
Gross.
It seems likely that it was left in the surf until someone laid it out on this fence to dry out. Unfortunately, that just seems to have stiffened it into a shapeless mass.
Yeah, sounds like it's been through a lot of salt water. You can't just leave that to dry out.
Please tell me you're not taking that with you.
Why not?
It's a guano-encrusted jacket, and you're already carrying around enough as it is.
What? Oh, man. I took it. I couldn't help myself. I couldn't. Oh, it's not even in the clothes section. In the interact subsection. This filthy rag has been at the mercy of the elements for quite some time. It's streaked with seagull shit and abnormally stiff from God knows what natural processes. Can't even tell what brand it is. Let's take a look.
As you hold it in your hands, it makes an uncomfortable crunching sound.
Man, how did this jacket get so disgusting?
It's a sordid, filthy tale, not for the weak. Are you sure you can stomach it?
Of course. Maybe not.
It occurs to you that you're not even holding the jacket itself, but rather the thick crust of jetsam and seagull shit that ensconces it.
I wonder how long this gross jacket's been left here for.
It smells like a dead sea creature, tangled in grey strands of seaweed. It must have spent quite some time in the water before the tide deposited it ashore.
Yeah, I mean, it's covered in seaweed and seagull shit, but also spent a bunch of time in the water. It's completely stiff. It's gonna be unusable. Gross.
Why? Why did you think about it? Look at your hands. They're covered in muck.
Ew, ew, ew.
Now you're just flicking that shit everywhere. This is a disaster. You'll never get the smell out.
I never learn, do I? Okay. I'm not sure there's much else to gain from that. Let's see what other disgusting stuff is in here. Okay. Okay. Great. And you know me, I'm always looking to make some money. Oh. Look at those. Mega Binos prescription lenses. +2 encyclopedia. Discover your inner Bino. -1 perception. Nausea-inducing hell glasses. Right, so these are apparently for looking at something close. These are some reading glasses, I guess. Whose idiotic idea were square and beige plastic frames anyway? Beige is a color that does not look good on anyone. Not to mention, seeing the world through these exceedingly thick lenses feels almost nauseating. Well, you know, I'm a glasses wearer myself. Plastic lenses, I mean, they're like lighter on your face, which is nice. But, you know, metal is, that's the premium stuff. You know, you're wearing them all the time. You want a nice pair of glasses. At least I do. That's my preference. Hey, another postcard. I love these old postcards. Quran 33. This one has hell written on its back. Could not be further from the truth. It's the Boomiers in Quran. The nicest district in Revachol West is enjoying a sun-drenched day. Tall and handsome buildings rise from the riverside. Steel, iron, and yellow limestone, with cloud shadows sliding on the facades. Isn't that pleasant? I wish we could get like a full screen image, but I guess that'd be a lot of art to do. Okay. I guess there's some vagrants living down here on the boardwalk, which, I mean, I'm not judging. Yeah, I'm a vagrant in many ways myself. Okay, so there's basically just like a bit of money around here. Not finding too much. I'm thinking we're looking down the coast for a couple of reasons. I mean, main one's to find Ruby. Well, there's two. Find Ruby, and then take a look at the potential places the shot could have been taken from. So that's sort of what I'm remembering. Oh, hello. There's someone down there.
The smell. It's awful and familiar.
Hold on, that is awful. Alright, what is it?
Don't you recognize it? That hideous pungency. That faintly cloying sweetness. Only death smells like that.
Ugh.
Something cold wakes in the pit of your stomach. Fear.
Uh-oh.
It is death. It must be.
Whoa. Heads up, Lieutenant. Something's not right here.
The lieutenant has already brought a handkerchief to his nose.
I hope not. I see a person down there. Are they... I'm pretty sure they were alive. Sir.
A man lies on the boardwalk.
No!
His limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle.
Oh, no.
Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits. In his cramped hand, a chewing gum wrapper.
Oh, no. This is gotta be the husband of that woman, right? He's dead? This is not good at all.
Half of his body has slipped between the cracked boardwalk, starting with the right leg. The fall has left him broken, contorted like a sad puppet.
What happened then? He got so drunk he fell through the boardwalk and got stuck there?
The smell is not as bad as a 2-week-old corpse, but it's definitely heading there.
Damn.
Hold on. Lividity is faintly pronounced. Whoever this is has been dead for 2 days. No longer. We need to investigate.
Right, we've got another death. Jesus, man.
Another dead body. This is your job. Steel yourself.
Uh-oh.
Calm now. Carefully. Just another day. Just another dead body.
Ugh.
Breathe.
Yeah, there's something so horrible about it where just another day, just another dead body, right? If we're like a homicide detective, we're going to be seeing these things all the time. And it's just another part of the job. But that's a pretty horrible thing, to have human corpses be a regular part of your job, that you're so used to it, you can just sort of power through it. Let's look at his clothes.
He's wearing mud-caked boots, beige trousers, and an old brown leather jacket with a bright blue lining. There are traces of kebab sauce on his chest.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he's the husband of that working class woman we talked to. Mainly due to the title here, it sort of gives it away, but yeah.
A cool leather jacket with a bolt of blue? Oh no, this sounds terribly familiar.
Search his pockets.
You find some sunflower seeds and a rain-soaked library card folded into two. His jacket feels sodden and heavy under your hand.
Good. We should take a look at that library card after this is done.
Oh man. We're gonna have to take this news to her. Study the man himself.
The man has fallen through a crack in the boardwalk and hit his head against the metal bench. Okay. Coagulated blood covers his black hair. One of his feet is still dangling through the hole.
It's bad, but I actually thought what had happened was worse. So basically, he's fallen through and hit his head and died. I honestly thought that he'd fallen through, been unable to escape, and I don't know. I guess died of something else. Not starving, but nothing to drink, or, you know, there's a lot of ways. Think of it, you're drunk, passed out in the boardwalk, you could drown in your own vomit. I mean, you know, it's pretty horrible to think about. But, I mean, this is, it's bad. It's bad either way.
A bad fall. It might have been dark outside. This place is a minefield in the dark.
Let's look at his face.
His expression is dull, like the sea behind him. Drops of water shining on his mustache. His eyes, empty and wide, look frightening in their frozen gaze.
I mean, frankly, this is us, Harry, in a different timeline, really. I don't think we were that far from... I mean, we, you know, drove our car into the ocean. You know what I mean? Like, we're not... We're recovering now, but we were not that far from this, I don't think.
Height, 170 to 175 centimeters. Curly hair, stout build. Age, approximately 50 to 60 years. He was confused when he died. Confused and alone, most likely. Overcome with the awful surprise of it all.
Yeah, I mean, he was incredibly drunk, and he hit his head, so he didn't know what was going on.
He was just about to head home. The first step back home proved to be his last.
Damn.
That's what the chewing gum seems to point to as well.
Study the surroundings.
There's some dried blood on the metal bench, right where the corpse's head rests. The floorboards are rotten and slippery wet around the hole. An empty bottle lies nearby. A chewing gum wrapper is clutched in his fist. Be very, very careful where you step here.
Okay. Floorboards are rotten and slippery wet around the hole. So I probably shouldn't... I won't step on the floorboards. Message received. I mean, you know, I typically don't listen to warnings, but I know when to be careful. Well, maybe I don't, but in this case I do. Let's look at his head.
A dried chunk of blood covers the hair at the back of his head. An open wound. It's sticky and cold to your touch.
Yeah.
This is where he came out of himself, drop by drop, when he was unconscious. It took 3, maybe 4 minutes.
I don't see any other major wounds, do you?
It's hard to say.
Seems like the head wound was fatal.
Yeah.
It's exactly the shape of the bench.
I mean, that's what I think. Let's look at the bottle.
A .75 liter Tallulah vodka with its cap missing. There's hardly anything left inside.
It's a lot of vodka.
Tear all around us. I'd prefer if you didn't collect them this time. It's not proper.
Yeah, okay.
True. It feels disrespectful.
Look at the chewing gum wrapper.
Grabowski spearmint chewing gum. Green leaves on the cover. The man's mouth is half agape from the terror of the fall.
Look in.
The blackness of death. Stench. You think you see white chewing gum too. Confirmed. Nearly the whole pack is there. Solidified on his lower rear teeth.
Yeah, I think... I mean, I know I'm primed to suspect conspiracy, but this really does seem like someone who was drunk out of his mind, fell, hit his head, and died. I don't think we're going to find a bullet hole in the back of the throat. Maybe I'll be proved wrong, but this one seems pretty cut and dry. Plus, the whole reason we're suspicious of the other corpse was that the circumstances of the death were highly irregular. Unfortunately, this is pretty regular. Tragic, but regular.
He ate the whole pack, right? It's to cover the smell of alcohol before going home.
Yeah.
The worst thing is, I've seen it before. Almost the same scenario. Even the chewing gum. It's always the same.
I think if we had our memories, we would maybe remember doing something similar.
In a ditch off a road below the 881, he thinks. A young father. Then he shakes his head to make the memory stop.
Alright, I will not step on the floorboards.
The entire boardwalk creaks in the wind as you take a step back.
Who is this man? I think I know.
Looks like one of the locals. He'd have to know this spot to come here. You don't just walk over here.
Yeah, I mean, this is really out of the way.
But that's just a lazy assumption. What do you think?
A dead working-class man
Yep.
with a bottle in his hand? Don't deceive yourself. You know who this is.
I think I do. I think we know who this is. It's the working-class woman's missing husband, dead on the boardwalk.
The woman you met at the book stand? Why do you think it's her husband?
A couple of reasons. The leather jacket matches her description perfectly.
The bright blue lining? Well, he's definitely someone's husband.
Yeah, I think we've got a couple of hints. Beyond just my feeling, but including that this is her husband. So what do you think happened here?
Death by misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been for that bench, he'd be alive.
Yeah, no, I think it's an unfortunate accident. You think he was drunk? Clearly.
Oh, yes.
What about alcohol poisoning and liver failure?
Some symptoms of acute alcohol poisoning could have definitely played a role here. Severe confusion, respiratory depression, unpredictable behavior.
All familiar.
But I think that death arrived through head trauma, not liver failure.
Yeah, I think so. Okay. And another skill point. I always like to see those. What about the kebab?
What about it? The deceased ate some kebab. It's probably from a nearby place, maybe in the parks.
Sometimes a kebab is just a kebab.
Could it be related to the lynching, Ruby?
No, I don't see anything that points in that direction. For now, let's treat this case as a simple, albeit sad, accident, unrelated to the murder case.
Agreed. If this somehow converges later, why not? But keep it simple for now.
I mean, who are we going to hold responsible for this? I don't think any of this infrastructure has been tended to for years, if not literal decades. I'll say it anyway, but someone should be held responsible for this broken boardwalk. It's dangerous.
They'll seal this place off after the news reaches the coalition officials. I doubt that they have enough resources to actually repair the boardwalk.
I don't think so.
Not that sealing it off would keep anyone away. All it does is keep the city council's hands clean.
Exactly right. Okay.
It does seem to be a pretty straightforward misadventure, although there's still a question of identifying the body.
So what should we do with them?
From where I stand, I can see two options. We either take the case and follow the leads to identify the body on our own, or we report back to the station and leave this for our colleagues to handle.
Oh, we definitely take the case. I think we can handle this. What about a field autopsy?
A field autopsy isn't necessary if the cause of death doesn't appear to be criminal, and this looks like a simple accident to me. I'd say we should just write down head trauma and leave it at that. Let's keep this detour as short as possible. The sooner we get back to finding Ruby, the better.
I mean, I don't know. It is sloppy, but it's so clear to me. I mean, could this be some elaborate scheme to frame what is a murder as an accident? Yes. Well, what are the chances of that? I don't know. Like I said, what made me suspicious of the lynching was, well, first of all, there were some signs, but also the circumstances were so irregular. We don't have that here. I think he's right.
Good call. The guys at processing can take care of the rest.
I think we found him. We should finish this.
Alright. We should first examine the library card you found. Then we can call the station from my kinema. Let them know we are taking the case.
Okay. Let's take a look at this. Okay. And then what's in here?
There's some tear, an empty cigarette package, and a crumpled kebab wrapper in the trash bin.
Look at the tear.
2 empty bottles of Tallulah vodka and a can of black potent porter is all you find. No, there's more in there. Livis strawberry liquor, plus some Pilsner bottles too. Better not pick them up. They seem unhygienic.
A tragedy.
He shakes his head with genuine sadness.
Look at the cigarette package.
Whoever tossed it here was a heavy smoker. The brand name reads Red Astra. Red Astra is the black market version of Astra cigarettes, known for their high tar content.
I will say, and I don't know, maybe the game is different if you are drinking and smoking cigarettes and stuff. Maybe it's framed differently. This game is a real, I guess, a good portrayal of sort of the horrors of, I don't know, things like alcoholism or addiction or something like that. I mean, just the truly tragic situations we've seen from this to Harry waking up and all this sort of stuff. I don't think, not that the game's like a PSA or anything, but, you know, it is like, you're like, damn, this is dark. You know what I mean? Let's look at the kebab wrapper.
You see traces of mayonnaise and ketchup on it, as well as a tomato wedge. The wrapper reads, Shish Kebab Revachol. It's hard to concentrate in the smell. The sea air brings some relief.
Okay, I think that's all around here. Right. Okay, let's... Yeah. Get off this dangerous part first. Oh my goodness. So much stuff around here. So we've got our new quest. Let's look at the library card first. Okay.
The library card is folded into two and still slightly wet to the touch. The front side reads, Central Jamrock Public Library Card, issued to Billy Mejean, expires July 53.
Billy Mejean. Well, we've got a name.
Billy is a unisex name. Could be the deceased, or his family member.
Okay, could be his name, could be his wife's name, perhaps. Look inside.
Whoever owns this card is an avid reader. You find a list of books written in blue pencil. Radio thriller. Stand a little less between me and the sun. The last one in the list is The Glinting Curve by M. Theobald. A library stamp indicates that the book has been returned.
Well, I mean, this might be putting together two unrelated pieces of evidence, but we literally found his wife at a bookstore, or in front of a bookstore, so she may be quite a reader. This could be her library card. It also makes me wonder, just, you know, all this detective work we're doing, picking up this physical evidence, there's gotta be, I mean, not that I know anything about being a detective, I feel like there's gotta be a lot less of this type of physical evidence these days. Like, just so much is digital, so many things that you used to need a physical item for, that you could pick up and read, are now just on your phone or your computer. I don't know, just something to think about, I guess.
Most of these titles seem to be in the sci-fi genre. Some thrillers too.
Look at the backside.
If lost, please return the card to the library. Dial 005 02 55211 or visit us at Moreau Street, 78, Jamrock. Business hours 900 to 1800.
Good. We should give them a call from my kinema. See if we can learn anything about Billy Mejean.
Okay. I mean, the thing is, I think we should just go talk to the wife. Or maybe we should collect all the info we can get first. Okay. Let's take a look at our thought. Or wait a minute. There we go. New thoughts.
Cleaning out the rooms. What if you didn't lose your memory? What if something in Martinez came and stored it all away?
Whoa.
For you to slowly open one box at a time, so you can choose which parts to keep. Keep almost none of it. Only the flowers on the windowsill. Only the distant sound of a radio. Lose all the actors, the dark shadows. Leave only the still lifes. The blissful distant wash of waves. If everybody knew, you never did. She'll be coming soon. That is all.
What the hell? Oh man. It's all so mysterious. Holy moly. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. First of all, look at these boosts. Second of all, wake up in a new life by the seaside. What are you telling me here? My understanding and belief is that we drank so much that we blacked out and we acquired some sort of amnesia. And we've been learning more about ourselves, and we've clearly remembered some things, but the suggestion here is that maybe something else is at play. What is that something else? Is it Pale related? Is it related to our past? Is it something DeLorean, perhaps? I don't know. But there's something, I think. God damn. We put 0 points into Inland Empire, and it is so high. Our rhetoric is doing pretty well, too. Alright, well. That's all very mysterious. Yeah, I think I've seen everything that was over here. Unless I'm missing something. Take a quick look before we head back to Kim's car. I think that's everything. There's stuff up there. Alright, there's more stuff down this way. So first, we're gonna head back down to Kim's vehicle. Oh, can't. Fast traveling can be off and on at times. I think it depends on where you're trying to fast travel from. Oh, can I use that phone? I didn't see that before. Oh, come on, let me use it.
A metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome. You could use it to call someone, unless you're out of change.
The only number I have is the libraries.
You hear the tone. The machine is inoperable.
Okay. Put 10 cents in and dial a random number. Great. But the machine is... Oh, operable. I thought it said inoperable.
Calling. Still calling. This feels wrong. Should you be doing this?
What do you mean?
End of tone. Someone picks up.
Pierre? Is that you, Pierre?
I might be. What's Pierre like?
So nice of you to find the time to call me. It gets so lonely. Even the animals have died.
What kind of pets did you have?
Are you sure you're Pierre? Your voice, it's different. There. Chrysanthemum.
I never said I was Pierre.
Her voice is drowned in white noise. Sounds like waves washing a beach, growing in volume until the call suddenly disconnects. You get a sinking feeling. It makes you look if Lieutenant Kitsuragi overheard you. To your relief, he did not.
Can I do this again? One more time.
Calling. Still calling. Again? Seriously?
Sorry.
Someone with a masculine voice picks up.
This is not a good use of my time.
Hello, Gerard speaking.
Hello, Gerard. Technically speaking, you're electricity.
Is electricity there? I need to speak with electricity, please.
No, but I got a feeling I'll kick your ass is gonna make an appearance if you ever call this number again. Have a good one, asshole.
All right, Gerard.
Phone hanging up.
Relax.
Disconnect tone.
All right, think. One more. Just one more.
Calling. Still calling.
Okay, I've been cut off.
Still calling.
Okay.
Stop calling me, man.
Huh?
I'll get you your money, alright? I just need till tonight. Let me work.
Sorry, this is too tempting. Oh no, what can I tell him? I'll get you your money. I can't tell him consider your debt paid. He's not gonna pay this guy. Get screwed. No, I'm not. No. I'm not gonna do something nefarious. There's no shot this is gonna work. Whatever. You seem to be in some sort of trouble. Maybe I can help you. I'm a police officer.
The phone gets hanged up fast as lightning. All you hear is a little shuffle of nylon as the hand moves on the other end. Disconnect tone.
Sorry. I couldn't help myself. Look, I was really tempted to mess with him, but that would have been fucked up, I gotta say. All right. I didn't miss anything over there. Can we fast travel? Stop showing me Lillian, please. There we go. We'll check in, we'll use Kim's car first.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Why not touch these?
The white suede feels luxurious under the touch, and the metal clutch handle so very familiar in your palm.
Let's ride! Kim, I promise I won't crash this time.
Your fingers waste no time closing around the handle. Clutch disengaged. Release the handle. Clutch drops. Right foot yearns for the familiar touch of the accelerator pedal. You have synced with the machine's mechanical circulation.
Yeah, there is no way Kim would ever let me drive his car, and he'd be correct. He should not. How are you, my friend?
The smell of freshly treated leather, the lack of dirt and dust on the dashboard, and a neat little brush in the cup holder. All seem to be whispering, I'm good, cherished and cared for, in the hands of a tending owner.
Alright.
The handle is pulled back. Somewhere deep inside the drivetrain, the disc is mated to the flywheel again. In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers, a radio on a hook, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
I'll take a look at the gauge.
As you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if startled. It's in the large orange sector, indicating the engine is warm. Next to the gauge is a red switch, labeled heat.
Now, that's enough fun with the foldable headlights. I know they are mesmerizing. They're also fragile. I'm not going to turn it on for you again.
All right.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Call back Sylvie again. Hey, Sylvie, I've got a lot to talk about now. Yeah, let's call the library, or... Ask her. Call the library first.
I'm afraid they're closed. It says here that the library is open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Okay.
We should try again during business hours.
Anything else, Detective?
I need to report a dead body on the Martinez boardwalk.
One moment. Can you please describe the body? Age, sex, cause of death?
An unidentified middle-aged man, height 170, 175 centimeters, dark hair, medium build. Looks like he slipped, fell through a hole in the boardwalk, and hit his head against the metal bench.
We suspect he might have been inebriated when he fell. There were bottles all around him, and traces of vomit on his shirt.
Any signs of violence?
No, there are no signs of violence. It's possible, but no.
No field autopsy necessary.
You can hear her quickly typing in the background.
Plus, I know I was trying to justify why I think it's okay to just go through this one, not be too suspicious. I gave my reasoning, but also, and this is a little metagamey, but I feel like if this was actually a murder disguised as an accident, Inland Empire would be screaming at me right now. You know what I mean?
What about his belongings? Did you examine his clothes?
He was wearing boots, trousers, an old leather jacket with a bright blue lining. I found a library card from his pockets.
Any information on the library card?
It's from Central Jamrock Public Library. Belongs to someone named Billy Mijan.
Good. You have a lead.
Yes, I do.
Do you and Lieutenant Kitsuragi want to take the case, or should I assign it to someone else?
We're taking it.
I have assigned the case to Lieutenant Kitsuragi. Please follow up on this library lead to identify the man. We'll send someone to take the body to the morgue. That's all for now. Thank you for reporting in. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Great.
57th, over and out.
In the cabin, you see a set.
Alright, I'm gonna go and talk to the wife now. I fear this may be some really bad news to deliver, but... And I would have liked to have called the library first, but it's not open. Oh! Where the hell is she? Where the hell is she? Essence, where did that random woman go? Do you know? There's no way she knows.
Hello again, esteemed officer.
You've never been useful to me once. Okay, well, she's not here right now. So that's a little problematic, to be honest with you. I have literally no clue where she could have gone. Okay, just gonna have to call the library then. Kind of funny. Just checking right around the corner in case she's literally right over here or something, but I do not think that shall be the case. Yeah. No. Yeah. God damn it. I was like, oh, just go talk to the wife. This will be a tough conversation, but she's right over there. Maybe it's just the wrong time of day. Maybe it's that. I'll have to come back at a different time to see if she's there. Okay. Well, you know what? I've got a communist... Nope, that's the Cockatoo book. I've got a couple of books to read. I won't necessarily do them all right now, but let's take a look at this communist book we have to read for our book club.
The cover of this pocket-sized volume features a swirl of orange, yellow, and green. The title, A Brief Look at Inframaterialism, is set in an authoritative yet approachable serif font. What an interesting color palette. It's vibrant, yet somehow leaves you ever so slightly nauseated. On the inside jacket flap, you find a brief summary. What is inframaterialism? A highly theoretical branch of Mazovian communism? A collection of mystical ramblings by a discredited revolutionary? Or possibly both?
Great, we got a dummy's guide to inframaterialism.
This brief look, TM, introduces readers to one of this century's most fascinating and misunderstood theories in a concise, jargon-free manner.
This feels like kid stuff. Is there no slightly longer glance series?
The back of the book contains 4 or 5 pages of primary and secondary sources, but you'd need access to a university library to find most of them.
I mean, it's really basic stuff, but to be fair, we have no idea what inframaterialism is.
In other words, this guide is the only source you're likely to find.
Great.
You turn to the table of contents. The guide itself is divided into several sections with seemingly esoteric titles like Effects of Plasm on Root Vegetables and Mental Projection and Transference. There's also a brief introduction about the life of Ignis Nielsen.
All right, let's read that.
Known to his numerous admirers as the evangelist of the revolution, and to his even more numerous enemies as the apocalyptic Shrike, Ignis Nielsen remains one of the most controversial and fascinating figures to emerge in the years of the anti-centennial revolution, second only to Krasmazov himself.
Okay.
During his unparalleled life, he helped guide a revolution in one country and found a new state in another. Along the way, he committed some of the most notorious war crimes in an era famed for its atrocities.
Jeez, okay. Doesn't sound like such a great guy.
And yet, his most fascinating contribution to history may be the most overlooked. His theory of ideological plasm, from which his followers and successors developed the school of communism known as inframaterialism.
I will read the first chapter.
If you're like most people, you probably believe that your thoughts reside in your brain, right?
Okay, this is gonna get really weird. I think I made the comparison last time to some early Soviet ideology about the new Soviet man, aka Soviet person, make it non-gendered. And I had some really strange, non-scientific, non-empirical beliefs on what socialism could do for you. This seems like along that sort of school of thought.
That's not right at all. Thoughts don't exist in the brain. They float through the air. Your brain is but a fish swimming through them.
Honestly, I have no idea where some of these thoughts come from. That's true.
This sounds more like a question for a psychiatrist. See also a brief look at psychiatry. But let's stick with Ignis Nielsen a moment.
Okay.
As Mazov's devoted comrade and leading theoretician, Nielsen was responsible for developing much of the intellectual foundation of communism. But his interests and speculations were famously wide-ranging. During his final years in exile, he produced, among other things, an early guide to home brewing, instructions for raising revolutionary children, plans for a universal pictographic language, and a detailed materialist critique of Dolores Day's chess strategy.
Sorry, her chess strategy? How about a detailed materialist critique of Dolores Day's life and legacy? Her chess strategy?
A true man of ideas, equal to any of the great DeLorean polymaths.
Yeah, I mean, there's like this idea of the Renaissance man, as someone who can sort of master several different disciplines, and that's great, but sometimes you're like, you've done a couple of different things, but have any of them really been useful? Or do you just have a sort of strange, eclectic list of interests?
But one subject he returned to time and time again was the fundamental relationship between thoughts and matter.
See, this is exactly, frankly, the kind of like leftist or just literature that is far beyond me. when the political literature starts to get really like this, I'm like, you've left me behind, you know? I just, if I'm reading about politics or history, I enjoy a bit of theory, but I like theory that's more directly applicable to the real world. Which is one of the reasons I appreciate materialism as sort of a historical doctrine, because I think it's a pretty concrete way of viewing history. You know, I think it makes, and there's different ways of viewing history, and I don't think you should subscribe to one ideology. It's worth looking through different lenses, but when it gets sort of abstract like this, that's where you start to lose me. Because as far as I'm concerned, whether we're reading politics or political theory or history, most of the value is having it be applicable to the real world, real life, real history, things like that. When it starts to get super abstract, I'm like, nah, you're losing me here. I'm not really sure what the point of some of this is.
We may yet discover, he wrote in his notebooks, that under certain exceptional circumstances, the proletariat's embrace of historical materialism may be so fervent that their beliefs take form in the world of matter as a kind of revolutionary plasm.
What? A kind of revolutionary plasm. What is this revolutionary plasm, and where is it, and how on earth could an embrace of historical materialism materialize physically? Okay.
Stay with us a moment longer. What's more, Nielsen speculated that this plasm, when it becomes powerful enough, might begin to influence the material reality surrounding it. Hence the name, inframaterialism.
Yeah, so this is way out of my wheelhouse. It's one of those things that's just like ahistorical and empirical or not empirical. It reminds me, one of the things that Marx sort of improves on from Hegel is that Hegel has this idea of the sort of spirit of history that progresses things, pushes things forward. This isn't entirely ahistorical idea. It doesn't make any sense. Now Marx takes that and replaces it essentially with class conflict or class war. Now, there's a critique of that. You can say that you don't necessarily need to read class conflict into everything, which I think is fair. However, that is a real, actual concept or dynamic that we have seen throughout history. So, like I said, it seems a lot more applicable to me than the spirit of history. Not that I'm incredibly well-read on Hegel or anything. This is sort of reading a little more like that to me, which is this plasm has materialized and influences history. It's like, what? What are you talking about?
Unfortunately, Nielsen passed away before he was able to develop these initial ideas into a full-fledged theory. That work was left to subsequent generations of communist theorists.
Yeah, this is the kind of thing where everyone's like, wow, he was really onto something. You know, we never figured it out. We're all debating over his work because he passed too early, right? That's why, we don't know who got it right. We all think, our little clique got it, but there's a bunch of debate. If Nielsen had lived longer, he could have truly developed his theory. But in cases like this, I always think there's a chance that if the theorists had lived longer, they just would have been less universally praised. You know what I mean? People think if Nielsen had lived a little longer, he could have fully developed his theory. Or he would have lost the favor of a lot of groups who liked him. And they would have been like, oh, no, I don't agree with that. But who knows?
Building on Nielsen's basic insight, these theorists reached a startling conclusion that a sufficiently revolutionary state might begin to exhibit certain extra-physical effects based on the amount of plasm generated by its citizens.
So these people are saying that if enough people just believe in communism, it will come true?
The actual theory is highly technical, but for the purposes of this brief look, TM, that's a fine working definition of the concept.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I guess, we've encountered some sort of paranatural things. So maybe there's some basis to this. I guess I'm sort of relating this to the real world, where this seems entirely ridiculous.
That's because this is absolute idiocy, not even worth engaging with.
think you're probably right.
No. There's something here. You can feel it.
Alright, let's hear about it.
Inframaterialists divide the extra-physical effects of the revolutionary state by the level of plasm required to achieve them.
Okay, let's hear about these effects.
At the lowest, or first level, revolutionary plasm is believed to stimulate or invigorate matter without altering its essential properties.
Yeah, how exactly does the plasm stimulate matter?
To take one example, during the revolutionary period, many communard farmers in Grad reported extraordinary yields of certain root vegetables, most notably turnips.
Once again, this is back to that early Soviet ideology, and to be fair, not every Soviet theorist believed this. This is kind of a little bit on the edge, but the idea that in a communist system, things would simply work better. Not in the sense that, oh, well, communism is more effective than a capitalist system, but in the sense that biologically things would be better. The human being would change. Which makes no sense.
The difference in these yields was simply too great to be accounted for by mere climate or soil conditions. The only reasonable explanation, inframaterialists argue, is the high level of revolutionary plasm emanating from the commune itself.
I mean, it feels like there could be a million different reasonable explanations before you reach inframaterialist theory.
Even today, in parts of the SRV, there are collective farms whose root vegetable yields exceed those thought possible by capitalist agronomists. Who's to say the farmers aren't just cooking the books? Sounds like obvious SRV propaganda.
Yeah, it could be propaganda, it could be... I know they said it couldn't be accounted for by mere climate or soil conditions. Feels like it could be a climate thing, it could be some sort of technique. I don't know. It's just very skeptical of this.
It's also been postulated that plasm may account for the remarkably full and manly facial hair observed on many communist males.
Jesus, this is ridiculous. Stroke your beard proudly.
Of course, inframaterialists argue that revolutionary plasm may stimulate human physiology in other ways as well.
Is that right?
In fact, reports from the revolutionary period claim that the most radically devoted communards were able to engage in vigorous intercourse for up to 8 hours at a time.
Wow, this communism thing sounds really great.
8 hours? There's no way.
Oh.
Your equipment would be mashed to jelly.
Ew.
Hyperproductive vegetables and ultra-horny communards are fine, but this theory hasn't quite gotten strange enough for you.
Oh, great. Let's make it more strange.
And on that note, you feel like you've gotten the general idea of inframaterialism, enough to carry on a basic conversation at least. But if you'd like to go even deeper into some of the more speculative aspects of the theory, you could always read further.
Maybe later.
Of course you want to go deeper. What else are you here for? The book fits quite snugly into your palm. It would also fit comfortably into a jacket pocket.
Okay. Maybe we'll come back to that later. I'm not opposed to reading a little more about inframaterialist theory, maybe at nighttime when we've got some time to spare. For now, I'm going to leave us there, and this is also where I'm going to leave this episode. So we did a bit of exploring down the coast. We unfortunately found that man who I think is the working class woman's husband. We'll have to call it the... Oh, wait! Actually, forget that. We can call it the library.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out tool.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
I was about to launch into my conclusion, but I was like, oh, wait a minute. I was standing there so long fucking reading that we can call it the library. Those two things fit well together. Let's call it the library. See if we can finish up on some more information about this case.
Hold on, officer. I've got Central Jamrock Public Library on the line, and I've already introduced you to their librarian. Connecting the call in 2, 1.
Yes, this is Central Jamrock Public Library here. How can I help you, officer?
He sounds worried, yet ready to assist. This is how people get when the police call.
Fair. I'm looking for any information that you can provide on Billy Majan, a reader.
Billy Majan, you said. Give me a moment, I'll have to check our database.
On Moreau Drive in central Jamrock, in a darkened hall lit by orange desk lamps far away from the noise outside, a middle-aged man taps commands into an old radio computer. A printout falls on the desk. Behind him, a lonely reader scours some dusty bookshelves, looking for a paperback.
Don't you guys love a library? Maybe I'm alone on that, but, you know, undergrad and grad school, I spent many hours, cloistered away in a university library, reading about some obscure historical or political topic. Not in materialist theory, thank God. You know, I've spent so many hours of my time in libraries. I love a good library, you know? Just surrounded by books, you know, anyway.
Yes, hello, are you still there? I found Billy Majan's home address, is that alright? No phone number, unfortunately.
It's alright.
They're too poor to have a phone line.
Not really that good with addresses. Yeah, home address is fine.
Here we go, sir. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33B, apartment number 20. It's in Martinez, I believe. Cape Side Apartments, it says. That's all.
That's where the smoker on the balcony lives, isn't it?
The exact apartment? Or just the apartment block? Do you have any other info?
It says here that they returned their last book just a few days ago, but I wasn't at work that day.
Do you know someone who was?
Marie? Marie? Do you remember a reader named Billy Majan? They returned a Tybalt book the other day.
Maurice, what? A woman yells. Then, yes. Okay, if it was the police.
She
starts explaining something.
She was about to say, shut the hell up, I'm on my lunch break. And they said, I got the police. She, oh, okay.
Yes, it was my colleague Marie. She said that it was Billy's husband who returned the book.
Mm-hmm.
He also asked for this new sci-fi release, Lowe's Radio City 87, but we don't have it yet.
Yeah, okay. Confirmation. So Billy Majan is the husband, or Majan, whatever it was, I don't remember. And it was her husband that we found, and he had her library card.
Good. You have a name now.
Ooh. Do you know the husband's name?
Sorry, no. Marie only knows him by sight.
And she described to me what he looked like. That's good. Corroboration.
Marie!
Just get her on the phone.
She said it was an older man, and that she's pretty sure he'd had a drink or two the last time she saw him.
What was he wearing?
1 second. Sorry, Marie wasn't really paying any attention to that.
Fair enough. How'd your colleague know that this man was Billy's husband?
Marie knows Billy. She's been working here longer than me. Sometimes her husband returns some books for her.
And then goes for a little drink later. On the lookout.
Alright, thank you. That's all from me.
Happy we could help. Goodbye, officer.
Anything else you need from me?
That's it.
57th, over and out.
In the cabin, you see.
That is it. Alright, well, very useful, actually. Apartment 20. Let's go now. I mean, you know, I was going to end the episode, but, might as well finish this up. Or at least take the next step. You never really know when a quest is going to be finished in this game. But since we just got the apartment number, I feel like we might as well head on over. Apartment 20. Could you tell me where that is?
Give me a moment.
Looking for Billy Majan. Do you know where she lives?
It's about Victor, isn't it? It's always about Victor with her.
Uh-oh.
You'll find the Majans in apartment 20 upstairs. It's one of those doors on the balcony.
Okay. Like, up where the smoker lives, I'm assuming?
Master Investigator, you just can't keep yourself away from locked and hidden places, can you?
My duty as a cop to investigate every square inch of the world.
Attaboy. The world's secrets were made for you. They wait patiently for you to uncover them.
Just, guys. Oh, what's in there? Oh, yoink! How did I miss these things? Give me that. Yoink! Another thought! Oh, it's paining me I don't have more slots. It really is. Oh, interesting. So it's about unlocking doors. I like that. That's very me. Was this the way upstairs? Yes, it was. Ah, this has got to be the right place.
A weathered brown door. The number reads 20.
Uh-oh.
Something smells good. Soup alongio.
Yum.
The lieutenant motions to you to go ahead and knock.
You know, Kim, I sort of feel like you should take the lead on this one. I don't know if I'm the most sensitive individual. Or I try, but I don't know if I succeed.
This is the door. You already know it's the right door. This is going to be so hard.
I know.
Get yourself together. It's just police work.
Don't knock. Just leave. You don't need this. You don't need to sad it up.
Thanks, Necktie. I think we do have to do this, though. Hold on, Kim. We should discuss this before we move on. What should we expect?
You're right. Let's talk this through.
Yeah.
You hear some light footsteps and what appears to be a daily weather forecast playing on the radio.
We should go in with the plan, because I'm not good at my job. Well, I am sometimes. I don't know about this.
We have our first preliminary identification. In all likelihood, the deceased is the husband of Billy Méjean. We need to confirm this, as well as deliver the death notification to Billy herself. Now, delivering a death notification is never an easy task. There's a reason why it's often called the most stressful part of our job. This is why it's usually done in pairs. You got this. I'll be monitoring reactions, ready to act if necessary.
Right, I'll take the lead then. Any advice?
Dad, just don't say that you know how they feel. You don't.
Okay.
Good advice.
Fuck it, let's do it.
The lieutenant motions towards the door.
Hello? Who is it?
And someone turns down the radio.
Is this Billy Méjean's home? This is the police. Please open the door.
The police? A moment, please give us a moment.
Tidying up. Nervously. There's fear in her voice.
Come in. The door is open.
I mean, you know, to be fair, when we first questioned her, we really did pester her about it. But by the end, she was pretty worried about her husband, and she was right to be. Okay, well, let me just loot your apartment first. Okay. Yeah, this is for investigation purposes, let me tell you. Humanitarian aid macaronis. No, they're broke. Right, give me a second. Just investigating first. Okay. We got kids. Looks like 2, perhaps. 2 kids. Okay. Alright. They've got a fair description of the apartment here. Let's talk to her.
It's you from the bookstand. Did you come to bring my cockatoo back? I don't think I introduced myself properly. I'm Billy. Would you like something to drink? Tea? Lemonade? We're out of coffee.
The lieutenant has taken off his foggy glasses and is busy cleaning them in his handkerchief. For now, you're on your own here.
You fucker. That's a classic, I don't want to, don't involve me. You're trying to do something inconspicuous like clean your glasses or take a drink or something.
He must feel vulnerable without his glasses. Is this why he's letting you take the lead?
Thanks, but I'm alright.
Is this about Victor, my husband? Is he in some kind of trouble again? I can come pick him up in the station if that's what.
Oh, this is bad.
No, this is something much worse. Is he in a hospital? How bad is it?
How about some small talk
No.
before you break the news?
No. What? That's a horrible idea. Sometimes these successful checks, I know better than that.
Definitely no small talk. This isn't the time or place.
Whoa. Yeah. No, I'm just gonna tell her. Good check. Oh, I like that. So we got a +1 from the jacket, +1 from card. But you know what? The main pluses we're getting are just from Kim. Kim being here, talking with Kim, having his handkerchief. Kim is he's our rock. He keeps us steady.
You've done this before. Just keep your focus.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you just gotta say it. Ma'am, I'm very sorry to say, but your husband, Victor Mijan, was found dead on the Martinez boardwalk.
What did you say?
A great and terrible spike. The blood freezes in her veins.
Your husband, Victor Mijan, is dead. I'm very sorry for your loss, ma'am.
Oh. But he was just...
But he was just here. Alive.
Jesus, this is sort of a depressing episode. We found out about René, who fucking died, and now we found Victor and have to deliver the news about his death. This is a tragic one.
We understand this comes as a huge shock. I want you to know that me and my partner are here for you if you have any questions. Take your time, man.
What happened to him?
I don't think, obviously we don't have confirmation. I don't think she needs the uncertainty. Now, the downside of that is that if you find out you were wrong, you gotta come back and be like, yeah, so what I told you wasn't exactly true, but, you know, I'm just gonna... It was an accident. He fell through a hole in the boardwalk and hit his head.
Was he drunk? I see. And you just...
He was.
Found him there. Lying in the cold. How long had he been there?
If you say 2 days maybe, it will be etched in her mind forever.
But is that... is that a bad thing? What? I want to tell her the truth. It will be etched in her mind forever. What does that mean? What are you telling me? Fuck it. It couldn't have been long.
She blinks, eyes welling up with tears, as her hand starts searching for something from the pockets of her dress.
I mean, I don't know what to tell her. This is hard, man.
The handkerchief.
Here, take this.
Yes, thank you.
I'm just giving away stuff. You know what I mean? I gave away my hat, gave away Kim's handkerchief, but what are you not gonna give it away? This seems like the perfect time, you know?
Is there anyone we could call for you? A friend, a family member, someone who could be here for you?
No. I just need to tell my girls.
It burns like acid.
God, should I call them? Should I tell them to come home?
No. A day.
Take a day to recover. You'll be better prepared when they come home tomorrow.
Good. That's probably the right thing. Thank you.
Jesus.
Just tell me, what do I need to do next? Where is he? Can I see him?
We've taken him to the city morgue. The local coroner will be contacting you shortly to arrange the funeral. Here's his number in case you want to contact him earlier.
I'm glad Kim handled that.
A very good call.
Yeah, agreed.
Is there anything else that the RCM could do for you?
No, I'll call you if something comes up. I'm still...
See, that's why Kim's the professional here, man. I wanted him to handle this in the first place, but, you know, I think we've done all right.
Thank you. Thank you for telling me. I'll call if...
These are her last reserves of strength. Her muscles will give in soon. Already, she starts to shake.
Yeah, I think it's time for us to go. Again, I'm very sorry, ma'am.
We should step outside and talk.
Okay. Kim.
You did well.
Okay, good. I thought I did, but it was a little stressful. What now?
I'll call the station when we're finished with the day, and let them know the name of the deceased.
That's it?
That's it. We should get back to our case now that our duty here is done.
What about Billy and her kids?
They'll manage.
They have to. It's not your place to live their lives.
Yeah, I mean, what are we supposed to do about it, you know? All right, case closed.
Let's go.
Well, I guess we did some good police work there. Tough, though. Definitely a tough job. All right, I'll end the episode here. God, a bit of a downer today. A bit of a sad one. Repeat the whole wrap-up I started earlier. Explored a bit. And then we got wrapped up in this whole quest line. Right? Finding Victor. Realizing pretty instantly who he was. Searching his body. Coming back. Calling the library. And then delivering the news. Along with reading some communist literature in the middle. So, a case completed successfully, but a sad one, Our other case is a lot more high energy, though it could end up being a very sad one if we fail to prevent, a massacre or whatever might be coming. It seems like a massacre. I gotta remind myself of that case right there. But, there we go. That'll be the end of this episode. Maybe watch something a little cheerier after this. Goodness. I'm not sure. I don't know if the series is going to get more upbeat. I get the impression we might have some hard times ahead. But there's moments of light, right? Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this one, at least on some level. I always, have a good time playing through Disco Elysium, even if it's some sad subjects. I think the game handles all this very well. If you did like this one, I'd appreciate it if you'd leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. With that, I hope you guys are all having a great day today. Better than we've seen here. With that, I'll see you all again next time. Goodbye.